Okay, so this article is very simple. Here's what happens every time I try to play The Witcher 3.
Okay.
And then it says, let me tell you a story in pictures. Okay, so I'll show you guys the pictures. Okay, so you've got this picture here, which is the loading screen.
Yeah. Just a little recap.
And then you've got the quests, and then you've got more quests, and then you've got more quests, and more quests, more quests, more quests, and then the menu, and then he exits. Okay, so as he says here, that's essentially what happens every time I've tried to play The Witcher 3 over the past month. I start the game, get all excited to continue hunting for Ciri, and then I open up my list of quests and just freeze, scrolling down for a few minutes before I sigh, and then switch over to Netflix. Okay? I have been obsessively playing The Witcher 3
me too.
since it's come out. I have just found Ciri, which is not a spoiler of any kind, because the whole point is that you're looking for her.
I'd imagine that you would eventually find her.
You are Geralt of Rivia. I am something like 85 to 90 hours in, and I just found
That seems like fast. I'm about 100 hours in.
That's because I went to the place where I'm supposed to find her, and they were like, if you go here, you're gonna drop a lot of quests, and I was like, okay, don't give a
So I've been doing the complete opposite. I'm playing this the same way I played Red Dead, which is just like, this is how I play games that I absolutely love being in their worlds.
Yeah, it's all the low-level quests.
Do every quest, no fast travel. Just like
no fast travel.
No fast travel too. I have yet, other than to get between like the zones that you can only fast travel between. I have not once used fast travel
because there's so many things to do.
Do you sail all the way to the Skellige Isles?
No.
You have to fast travel.
That's what I'm saying. Like between White Orchard and Velen, and then between like Velen/Novigrad and Skellige.
You still have shit to do in White Orchard?
So no. I finished everything about a while ago. But like, I'm about 100 hours into the game, and I literally just set foot on Skellige.
That's why you have 100 hours, man.
Yeah.
50 hours just traveling.
But I like it. I'm enjoying it.
But it's fun.
It's really, the world is beautiful.
Yeah.
It's like you're just riding your horse and you'll find like a random quest, or you'll just like crest a hilltop as the sun is setting, and you get treated to like this beautiful scenery.
And so this article is about side quest paralysis.
Yeah.
I mean, which is a thing. It's an RPG problem, okay? Yeah. It's a Skyrim thing. It's an Elder Scrolls problem, traditionally, because they're the masters of side quest paralysis. I think of all the Elder Scroll games, I've only ever finished Skyrim. And that was because I was like, okay, no, I have to finish one Elder Scroll game. Which one is my main quest?
Just quickly,
and I never remember which one's it, because they don't actually qualify. Like, at least The Witcher goes. Main quest, side quest, hunting quest,
and treasure hunt. They separate it out well.
I played Oblivion.
Yeah,
I played it for like over 200 hours
for sure.
And then I went, okay, never mind all the side quests. I'm doing the main story. So I started
200 more hours.
No, I
realized you hadn't even started yet. You're like, God damn it!
Patrick Stewart showed up. I woke up in a jail.
This time, when I was serious on finishing it, I got out of the prison. I did only the single player, like the main story quest, only that. By level 7, I had closed the gates of Oblivion. I'm like, what the f*** am I supposed to do now? There's no Oblivion gates anymore. There's nothing to do. I'm like, why? It's 6 fucking levels.
But that brings up an interesting concept here. Side quests traditionally are filler. You didn't have to do them; they're optional.
Yeah.
Well, they're to grind XP.
Well, if you need to,
money and stuff like that.
But it's interesting, like specifically talking about grinding XP. You can't do that in The Witcher.
No,
the side quests give you like no
experience.
Well,
you get like 500 XP, and then you need
less than that.
5,000.
I've had side quests that I finished and they gave me 1 XP.
I've got
like that's insulting at that point.
You're like,
were you over level?
Yeah, but money is like useless.
Were you over level?
I mean, I am at this point.
Yeah,
but like even ones where I'm not over level, like you get very little XP from doing side quests. You get a ton from doing.
Do you know though what I think The Witcher did right with their side quests? Even side quests are related to the main lore of the story.
And they're interesting.
Every little side quest that you do, I've I was doing side quests, and somehow 2 side quests were related to each other. And if I finished one of the side quests before I finished the other side quest, it actually affected how that side quest went for me.
Are you talking about the Blood Baron?
Yeah, the
Bloody Baron. Every single side quest.
That was the main quest.
No, but
the finishing of that story is a side quest.
Yes.
Yeah, when you return to
and all of the stuff leading up to the event can be affected by side quests.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, a person who would be in a cinematic from part of the main quest will not be there if you helped them do something, but you hadn't killed them in the process or something, for example, like that.
Yeah.
Right? And it's like, these little things all matter. So every decision you make in The Witcher 3 matters.
Yeah.
Which is something that, and people are giving them a lot of flack for they recently like released a really crappy mod kit or whatever. But I don't give a shit. Like, I'm sorry. Yeah. These guys made a great, fun game.
Yeah, for sure.
And it is huge. Like, it is a game on the scale of...
It's the biggest map ever made in a single-player RPG game.
Probably the biggest game, like, biggest single-player game ever made. Like,
it is, I think, up to date.
The amount of content in that game is astonishing, and it is all of such a high bar of quality.
Yeah.
Like,
it really
is.
It is
really, honestly, I hate pre-orders, but The Witcher 3 was the only game in like the last 5 years that I've pre-ordered.
It's same here. I've never pre-ordered a game.
I knew that it would be great.
Because you know what? Then they've been consistent.
Yes.
Witcher 1 was the same. Witcher 2 was the same. You knew exactly what to expect, that it was going to be a great...
Well, I think nobody actually knew what to expect with The Witcher 1, right? Like, The Witcher 1 kind of came out of nowhere for a lot of people.
That. They were like, who the hell is CD Projekt?
Like, what is this CD Projekt
the game
thing?
And the world was amazing.
Yeah.
Their lore is impeccable.
It's based off the books.
Yeah.
But still, it's
loosely based off the books. They still basically created, like, a full universe.
Yeah, for sure.
Like,
I mean, well, there are a lot of books.
Yes.
It's you know, obviously they have this whole wealth of, you know, lore to draw on from the books, but they do a great job. And like the universe, like the universe of the books is just super interesting. Like, it is one of my favorite fantasy universes because it's like, it feels like one of the more, I hesitate to use the word realistic, but like, people do things with motivation, right? There's in the Witcher universe, there is never, or very rarely, like a pure evil, right? Everyone has motivations. It's not, you know, Lord of the Rings is great as this like epic scale, but you know, at the end of the day, you know the good guys are going to win. You know that like Sauron is evil. Like, there are, you know, very clear sides. Whereas The Witcher just like feels like a universe that exists and continues to exist outside of the plot of the stories, because Geralt is one Witcher in this huge world. You know, there is so much that goes on a scale that like you only get little glimpses of in that universe, and I think that's what makes it so fascinating. Like, I would love, honestly, to see like a Game of Thrones style like show set in that universe, right? Where awesome. you just follow around like a
Witcher television series. You thought about it here. CD Projekt, do it, and we're gonna cover it and sponsor us.
You know, if they do it, it would probably be in Polish.
Well, there was actually
there are movies.
How do you say sponsor
us? Movies.
How do you say sponsor us in Polish? That. Put it here. I'll put it here.
But yeah, like it's a universe that feels like it's actually lived in, right?
It's grounded because it doesn't go against its own way of thinking. Like, it doesn't go out of its own knowledge. There's nothing out of place. It's not like, oh look, there's like plenty of creatures, and oh, there's never been dragons, and suddenly there's a huge fucking dragon that comes and wrecks fucking everything. Or like, oh, magic doesn't exist, and suddenly you can like fucking explode a whole town with a fireball.
It doesn't make sense.
It's grounded in its own.
It's a universe where like everything is so grounded that it's like commonplace for the people of that universe. And so it never like burdens itself with like heavy exposition, right? No one has to explain like to Geralt like
what's a drawn?
What's a drowner?
I'm just gonna
like everyone just acknowledges what it is. People are used to it.
Yeah, they're like, there are dangers in this world that are known to us, and that we just gotta be careful. We don't know what all of them are, but they're out there. You know, it's cool. It's really cool.
Yeah.
And just having another thing, and I'll try and make this the last thing. The bestiary is the only time in any RPG in history, and I know it may not be the same for you because you're a big lore guy, because you're an English lit guy, so you love the lore. But The Witcher 3, I'm not even talking about Witcher 1 and 2. Okay, they did something in The Witcher 3 that makes you want to use the bestiary.
Oh god, yes.
When you get when you have to go hunt for a creature, and it's a mysterious creature, Jenny of the Woods. It's one of the quests, and you don't know what it is. So you go, you interrogate, you ask around, you check, and slowly but surely, your bestiary adds up all that information.
Yeah.
And then you can go check, and you're like, okay, I should brew some necrophage oil, and that way, when I rub that shit on my blade, it's gonna hurt.
Yeah.
And if I use this spell on it, I'm going to be at an advantage because it'll slow it, and then I can hit it from behind, which is its weak point. So it's like all these really important, vital information that every RPG always puts in every
but nobody
nobody ever goes into the lore parts of the arsenal of information.
They make you.
Witcher did it
they
right.
do a really good job of making you feel like a Witcher, right? Like
They
they make
really
you
do.
feel like you are tracking these creatures.
Absolutely.
And you are
Investigation.
preparing for the fight.
Witcher sense, you're using
You're investigating.
Which is funny because like the Witcher sense is basically just like the detective mode thing.
Yeah.
That, like Arkham Asylum.
But it's not over abusive.
No.
It's very basic.
You use it all the time, and it doesn't feel like it gets old, right?
It doesn't.
Like so many missions, like the little like summary text on your screen will just say like, "Find this using your Witcher sense."
This is saying a lot for me, by the way, but The Witcher 3 is the first game in 10 years that I am going to New Game Plus when I finish. And I'm going to replay through the
I wish I
entire
had time for that.
I will find a time over the next 5 years. It'll happen at some point, but yes. I think that it's the first game that I'm actually going to finish and then replay completely.
So, like, it's kind of funny, like,
Make
this
the
guy
opposite
has
choices
this-
of everything I made.
I think everyone has like a very different like what they are kind of like drawn to in that game.
Absolutely.
Like this person in this article is like paralyzed by quests or whatever. I know me a lot of the time it's like boot up the game. Like my Witcher 3 in pictures is like boot up the game, loading screen, open up my quest menu, scroll through all the quests, and then find every single merchant I can play Gwent with, and then just do that.
I had a Gwent phase where I just played Gwent.
Oh god,
it was like a full week of just me going up to people and playing Gwent.
Every new area I get to, I'm like, who can I play Gwent with here? Yo, fight me. Fight me!
There's a griffin attacking the village. Can you play Gwent?
Can I play Gwent? Can I play Griffin?
Can I play Gwent with you?
Gwent.
I bet he plays monsters.
And then the guy's like, sure.
There's a fucking monster!
Let's
I'll
play.
play Gwent.
I'll play Gwent.
But then it's like, he's agreed. He's like, yeah, sure, why not? You're like, alright, cool, guys.
There's two guys like playing Gwent in tavern and like fucking fire everywhere and people dying and screaming. Like, yep, my Nilfgaardian Empire wins.
Yep.